So while preparing for today's video, I did a keyword research as to what kind of videos are there on YouTube when it comes to Quora and money, these two things coming together. And I could find like a lot of videos which talk about making like an insane amount of money in a very short span of time. So for instance, there is this video where people talk about, can you make thousands of dollars in a day on Quora? And the creator has talked about, yes, you can. And if you're watching this video with the hope that I will be able to help you give some tricks wherein you can make like a lot of money on Quora in a short span of time, sorry, please do not proceed ahead. But if you're here hoping that you can figure out what are the ways in which people have been able to make money on Quora, that's one. And second, if you have a certain goal which requires you to monetize and you're looking to explore Quora as a platform, then yes, you're welcome to watch this video. And I have prepared like a presentation of sorts wherein we'll talk about two prominent ways in which people have been able to make money off Quora. One is direct. Direct meaning Quora directly pays the user, the writer, a certain amount of money for doing certain amount of things. And the indirect way would be ways in which people have been able to monetize Quora by using either their influence. So let's say some famous writer has been able to use their influence to sell their books. So that's a way of making money via the influence they've been able to build. So yes, we'll talk about those indirect methods as well. Ways to make money on Quora. As I mentioned, there are two ways, direct and indirect. The direct involves Quora paying the users directly for certain things that they do. The first would be Quora Plus, which is like a very recently launched model, subscription model, wherein I, as a member, can pay a certain amount of money, say $5 a month to Quora, and certain amount of content is unlocked. So unlocked meaning not all content on Quora is free anymore. There is paid content under paywall. And if you as a writer have written something that is under the paywall, then you will get a certain amount of money from this. So this is one of the direct ways in which you can make money directly on Quora. Now, historically, there is not a lot of data, so I cannot really tell you the amount or the extent to which users or writers have been able to make money. But top writers would be able to monetize and do really good. Now, the question is, would top writers want to do that? Because so far, all the writers that I follow extensively on Quora, most of them have not turned on the paywall. So overall, I think Quora Plus is in its early stages and it's too soon to comment whether it would be a successful way to generate reliable, sustainable sources of money. Next, we have two things, Quora Partner Program and Quora Spaces. Now, they have a very similar way in which they operate. Now, it's a very simple thing. In Quora Partner Program, you ask questions. So let's suppose you've asked two questions, A and B. Now, question A gets insanely popular, meaning, let's say 1 million people read that question, and let's say 100 people have written answers to that question. So if that happens with A, but with B, let's say only 1,000 people have viewed it, and let's say one person has answered it. So in both these scenarios, Quora Partner Program, what it would do is it would be able to serve certain ads to these 1 million people who may have seen the question or checked it out. And if they have seen any advertisement, let's say they saw an ad, that ad paid, let's say $100 to Quora. Out of this $100, Quora would give you, let's say $5, something like this. So it's not a very clear policy as to how much money you would be able to make through the Quora Partner Program. But yes, if you're able to ask good questions, which get like a lot of viral answers. So for instance, when the elections is about to appear, you can always ask who's going to be the next Prime Minister of India, who's going to be the next President of US. And if you do it right, and if you time it right, you may be able to make some money off there. But again, not a very reliable way to do that. Third, Quora Spaces. Now, Quora Spaces is very unique. Here, you don't have to create content, meaning you can curate content. By curate, meaning if you've not written anything, you can, let's say you like my answer, which I hope you do. But if you like my answer, you can take it and you can share it on your Quora Space. And again, the same logic works. If 1 million people check out your Quora Space, out of this 1 million people, let's say Quora makes $100 as revenue, it will pay you a certain amount of money, $5, $10, you don't know it. So my Quora Space, it has around 15,000 followers, and the amount of money that I have been able to make through my Quora space is $0.01. And this is after almost 1 year of Quora spaces being monetized. So yes, I'm not very much in support of direct ways in which you can make money through Quora. But again, this is very much in opposition with most of the videos that are out there on YouTube. Most of them claim that you can make like hundreds of dollars of Quora partner program or Quora spaces. And from what I have experienced on Quora for the past 3 years and the other writers that I'm connected with, let me tell you this, that is insanely outrageous. It's very difficult to make hundreds of dollars from Quora partner program or Quora spaces on a regular basis. You may be able to do it one off, two off, three off, but making it like a regular and a cyclic and a sustainable process, not happening. So this is where indirect ways of making money off Quora comes into the picture. So when I started writing on Quora, it was back in 2017, I think. And when I started writing, I thought if people like my answer, they may land on Stone Santa's website. And if that happens, I may find some customers. So in certain ways, I was making money off Quora, and that did start to happen. Like looking back, historically, we have 40% of our customers coming in through Quora, and that amounts to lakhs in revenue. So yes, one of the ways in which I started making money off Quora was selling an idea or a product and making money off that. The idea was sold on Quora through a story or a life experience or a nice answer, but the transaction happened on Stone Santa's website. That is one of the ways. So in the next section, I have prepared like a presentation with some certain examples, which I hope you like. In the next section, we'll talk about certain indirect ways of making money from Quora. And this is the interesting aspect because this could become a cyclic and a sustainable channel wherein you could make money. So let's get started. So one of the ways I mentioned wherein you could make money off Quora was write quality answers, which gets people's attention. And if the attention is good enough, they will transpire into a transaction. So I've taken certain examples, and using these examples, I'll tell you how quality answers or quality content can lead into transactions. So the very first example would be Gaurav Munjal, the founder and CEO of Unacademy. So most of their early customers or very, very, very early adapters came in through Quora and YouTube. It's although different that YouTube had like a lot more traction to send than Quora, but yes, Quora did send like a substantial amount of early users to Unacademy, which may have percolated into paying customers. Second would be son of Quora, Sean Kernan. I love this guy. And this thing is a sign of a Quora Plus user, meaning this person pays Quora a certain amount of money and they are a Quora Plus user. So this person, Sean Kernan, from Quora, he had like a massive following, which followed him on Medium. Now, Medium's paywall, the way Medium monetizes content and the way Medium incentivizes their writers is very different and very much more advanced than Quora. So yes, Sean Kernan, one of the ways in which he was able to get and earn from Quora would be getting his early users on Medium from Quora. That was one. And second would be finding projects. Now, when you have a writer who's written like 5,400 hours answers, it's crazy. That shows the amount of consistency, speed, and quality of this particular person. So I'm sure this person, Sean Kernan, who I am a big fan of, would have gotten like a lot of crazy projects from Quora. So that's second. Third, Kalpit, I think if you are watching this on YouTube, there are chances that you may know of his channel called Acad Boost. So Kalpit, his audience from Quora followed him onto YouTube, and that allowed him to build a substantial user base there. And that was one of the ways in which Kalpit would have made money. So yes, that is there. And I shamelessly putting in my plug in the YouTube video as well. I wrote answers, some of those answers intentional that drove traffic to Stone Santa, some very unplanned, very random, but getting me like a shitload of traffic. Some of that traffic translated into customers. And that is how I made money. So this is one. Create consistent quality content, add value. And if you're able to add value, you would be able to convert that into money. Second would be Quora Ads. It's simple. You spend $10. You hope that you get $100 worth of sales. And out of this $100, you may have a profit of $20. So from selling Bitcoins to selling muesli to one of the very early advertisers on Quora, the founder of DuckDuckGo, Gabriel, He advertised on Quora left, right, and center. And a lot of these advertisers have been able to make like a lot of money through customers. So an imaginary math could be $10 spent in advertisement resulted in $100 worth of sales. So some advertisers may have spent $1 million, some may have spent $1,000. But yes, if somebody is spending money on advertising, that means they are getting something out of that, which ultimately would translate into revenue. One of the other ways in which you could make money through Quora would be providing certain services which impact certain decision makers or businesses, which ultimately help them grow. So one instance could be you could create or translate content. One example is, let's say Stone Santa has English answers in English, but we want to reach out to the German audience for some reason, and somebody volunteers that they'll write the answer for me in German. That would be a cool thing, right? I could attract German speaking audience, hopefully from Quora. That could be one very vague and random strategy. Another could be creating content. So for example, I in my past, when I have done a few freelance projects that required ghostwriting for certain people on Quora, and I did that and I got paid for it. So that's one. Second would be Quora influence. Like that's easy, like from Instagram influencers to YouTube influencers to TikTok to Chingari to all the apps under the world. Influencers have been able to make money off that audience that they have as followers. So Quora influence is no new. Although Quora influencers don't really work that much, but yes, there are a lot of agencies who still tell brands that will get Quora influencers to write answers on your behalf, and these things would happen. So yeah, this is like one of those ways in which in people who have influence on Quora in terms of followers and content views have been able to make money. I have declined all such requests because I don't believe it is impactful. So yes, that's the thing. Quora influence does not really work in my opinion, but yes, people have been able to make like a lot of money from that. So yeah, that's there. SEO optimized content. Now, another good thing about Quora is there are certain things that you search for on the internet, and there are chances that Quora's questions would pop up. And if people are not able to find answers to certain questions, they go to Quora, and if your answer is visible, then Eureka. Digital marketers have found ways to write SEO optimized content for you or help you use Quora as a way in which it could help you boost your SEO. So yes, that's one way in which you can make money from Quora. But for that, you need to understand SEO and things here and there. So yeah, that's one way in which people have been able to make money off there. And next is Quora consultation. So let's say person A has experience in Quora, has like a lot of views, has been able to run ads, so has the desired experience to kickstart a brand on Quora. That person could be me. And let's say person B could be running a brand, let's say an edtech startup, and they want to grow their presence on Quora, or they want new customers from Quora. Something could be the goal that they have. So, do you think B or people like B would be interested in people like A, paying people like A to help them create a Quora strategy or help them with execution or something like that? There are high chances. So yes, this is ways. This is one of the way in which people have been able to make money off Quora. Again, I have been able to indulge into this. So there are two things I have indulged in when it comes to making money off Quora. This is me here in this one as well, and in this one. So out of the four things that you see here, I have been able to make money off three. I don't like using influence on Quora. I don't believe that it works. So that's a personal choice. But there's a lot of money to be made there as well. So yeah, these are the things which I believe indirectly could lead you to making money on Quora, but it requires patience, like a hell lot of patience. To summarize, guys, if you're still watching, grateful for that. Pat yourself on the back because you've made it through the video, and I patting myself on the back because I've been able to shoot this video. Jokes apart, to summarize, there are two ways in which you can make money off Quora directly, wherein Quora comes up with different products like Quora Plus, Quora Partner Program, Quora Spaces, things like that, that allows you to make money. But understand this, any money that you get from advertising would be peanuts or would mean absolutely nothing to you. So if you're looking to make money off Quora that way, please don't indulge. Second, indirect ways. There are very interesting ways in which you could make money off Quora indirectly, but those require time, patience, understanding of certain business use cases. So yes, I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please drop some suggestions, feedback, or if not, an apple in the comments. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.